Alright guys, this is going to be a video on how to replace your heater cables. Mine broke, which is a common thing that happens on VWs. See, there's the tip right there. That's the one that goes into the barrel nut at your heater box. There's the other one, broke off. Alright, so I ordered a new one and I've already installed it. But I looked on YouTube, I didn't really find much on how to install them. That's because it's a pretty straightforward process. So, but I figured there's people like me who always need to see it no matter how straightforward and easy it is. You're going to take a 13 millimeter screwdriver, 13 millimeter wrench, and you're going to undo this. Undo this nut right here, okay? So once you undo that nut, you're going to set it aside. Make sure you don't lose it, of course. That goes with anything, okay? Alright. Now, you're going to have this plate, which is tabbed, slides in. That's going to... Alright, so, that little plate that's tabbed, took it off. Don't lose it. Anyways, let me grab it. Alright, there it is. Right, there it is. Don't lose it. Then you have like a plastic washer. Now all this stuff I just took off and reinstalled, and so everything's gonna come off real easy. But when I took it off the first time, it wasn't this easy. It wasn't hard, but it wasn't this easy either. So little plastic washer, okay? And then you've got your handle. Now you see how that's attached in there? Okay, so that's... Take note of that orientation, okay? Now all you're gonna do is once you take this off, get this handle off, okay? Clear that screw. All you're gonna do is pull it out, okay? You're gonna pull the cable out in its entirety, all the way through. Now let me show you something. Like I can feel it right now, actually. I'm yanking on it. Don't break it. You don't need to break anything and leave any part of the cable inside, okay? So I'm pulling on it. It's stuck. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go check out the bottom of the car. Okay, the cable is right here, okay? And you see how it has this like thickened like piece of metal at the end of it. That piece of metal can sometimes get caught up against the tube. Remember, that cable is going that way, away from us. So as it's being pulled, this thicker metal might actually catch on the lip of this tube. So that's something you want to be careful about. So you're going to come back here, line it up, maybe take some, these aren't needle nose, but take some needle nose, grab it, and shove it through so that it doesn't catch on the lip. And that way you can just finish pulling it all the way out. So let's assume that we've pulled it all the way out. Let's assume we've pulled it out, pulled out the old one, and we've inserted the new one. Before you insert it, I highly recommend just dumping as much WD-40 as you can. There's one tube here and another one underneath. Disappears into darkness, but you can follow the two cables. They go into two separate tubes. Now, what I also did was before I put in the cables, I took some grease, just pinched some grease in between my fingers and just ran it along the cables, okay? You don't have to goop it on there. Just ran along the cables. You want as much lubrication as possible for two reasons. Twofold, okay? One is so that it slides in like butter. And guys, this is sliding in like butter, okay? That's because I lubed it up. Second, lubricants are usually oil-based, grease and WD-40 and whatnot. So they are non-water compatible. They are what you people in the scientific world would call hydrophobic. Okay, water and oil do not mix. So if you've got a bunch of water and oil, if you got a bunch of lubricant and oil down these tubes, then no water can really, if the water gets in there, it's not really going to interact with the cables because the cables are coated in this anti-water material. and that will help you because it'll prevent rust and whatnot. Okay guys, you saw how I put this in. Make sure that this is bowed outwards. When I first installed it, I had it flipped upside down so that it bowed inwards, okay? And obviously that wasn't gonna work. But look at this. This is so smooth. Okay guys? Alright. So another thing I did was I took a special lubricant. It's called Gel Lubricant Specialist, no drip formula, and I just coated all these moving parts right here, okay? And what that did was obviously just provide for a it provided for a very lubricated mechanism, which will of course help when this thing is actually in action. You know, you want everything to be operating and working as smooth as possible. So you get that in place, okay? You put the tab back on, I mean the plate, and it's tabbed. Make sure that tab fits into the slot. I'll show you the slot right now. Okay, let's stand this up a little more. Okay. Alright, so that's in place now. Now, this is going to squeeze up against. Now watch carefully. On this side of the plate, you should see this tab coming out. So, put that there, and give me 1 sec while I put the nut on. Okay, the nut is on. It's a lock nut, so you're not going to be able to finger tighten it the whole way. I'm going to take my wrench again. I'm going to move this, move you guys. Guys, it's also a lot easier if you take the seat out. But I'm too lazy, so maybe some of you guys can relate. Alright, now remember that tab I'm telling you guys about. You should see it come out. I know my hand's in the way, but you'll see it. Alright guys. Let me get light here. Let there be light. Alright, so you can see where I was pointing to previously, there's the tab right here. It's come out on this side, okay? That's the tab right there. The screwdriver's up against it. Alright? That's where it has to line up. I know, all is very self-explanatory, but there's people like, I assume there's other people who are like, dude, how do you do this? Because you know what? I'm the exact same way, so I don't blame them. Now, you can tighten or loosen this nut up as much as you want, but you don't want it to be too loose because then it rattles. You don't want it to be too tight because then it's really stiff. Right now I just went too stiff. You want it, you know, to be, you want it so that it's nice and easy to operate. You don't want to be like cranking the thing. You don't want to break your cables or, you know, you just want it to operate. Oh, that's so smooth, guys. And there's a tiny bit of play, so I'm going to tighten it up like half a turn. But other than that, I mean, just with my